an hour late and sweaty, and it's not even 8 a.m. I got hooked up last night in the hopes of getting an early start. That did not happen. Had a couple of little just hiccups and just generally, triple checking everything. I am alone in the Airstream today because I'm taking it to North Trail RV. We've got a couple of issues we have to get taken care of before we set back off on our big American road trip. It's kind of a laundry list that we have for them to work on this week. We're living full-time in a recreational vehicle, so obviously things are going to get broken or damaged over time that maybe otherwise wouldn't if somebody were just, vacationing a couple weekends a year in it. When you take your Airstream into a dealership to have it serviced and you're living in it full-time, it's kind of like having somebody come over to your house and then leaving and letting them house sit while they may or may not fix the problems with your house. It's pretty nerve-wracking for me. I mean, more so than I ever had with our old house, honestly. I had intended to get there right now. Right now is when I wanted to get there. It's 7:57, and I'm an hour out. So that sucks. But I'll get there, I'll go through the laundry list of items, and get back on the road to pick up the kids. We're trying to get to Disney today. We're going to be staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, Savannah View, so that should be nice. Well, I just dropped off the Airstream at North Trail RV with Christopher, and I went over the items that I needed to look at. So we talked about the cracks above the fridge. We talked about the burner not igniting on the back left because the igniter's bad. We talked about maybe checking out the tank sensor on the gray tank. We talked about the batteries being diminished in capacity. We talked about the anti-siphon valve, and we talked about the little crack on the door that accesses underneath the bedroom, the bed in the bedroom. Caitlen's calling me. Here, I'll bring her up to speed. Hey.
Hey.
You're on speakerphone. I'm recording a video for YouTube. I just dropped off the Airstream. I'm getting back on the interstate now.
Sweet. Okay.
They're gonna check out everything.
Okay.
But long story short, they think that it's a manufacturer defect, the cracks above the fridge. So now the question I have now the question I have is, are we covered for that? I don't know. Like, I'm kicking myself. Oh, sounds like Lowell's upset. I'm kicking myself.
You're kicking yourself for what?
I'm kicking myself for not having gone straight into a dealership back in November when I first saw it. Okay, so what I was saying was, I noticed this probably back in November or something like that. I was like, oh, there's a crack, but I didn't realize that, I didn't really understand my warranties at that point in time, and I was like, well, maybe I can just live with it because I didn't think it was covered. So I ignored it, thinking if it doesn't get worse, then it's okay, and it didn't get worse for a couple of months. But then, when I got here to Florida, I noticed at some point, probably a month or two ago, a couple of months ago-ish, a second crack. And that started making me concerned because clearly it's getting worse. So now I'm hoping that, fingers crossed, Airstream will stand by their product and fix that, especially if it's a big problem. I don't know if it's a big problem or not. I mean, right now the Airstream seems to be working fine, but I don't know if that will remain true forever. So yeah, a little nerve-wracking, definitely concerning me, but just gonna hope for the best. All right.
Okay, so we're on our way to Orlando to stay in a hotel this week, but I have been browsing Facebook on my iPhone, and I was just telling Tyler about this hilarious conversation that's going on full-time families. The road is really bumpy right now. Okay, so back to the point. There's this thread on full-time families about the villages in Florida. And well, it originally started as a thread just about like symbols that RVers might have outside of their RVs that mean different things, like flamingos and pineapples to some people apparently mean that you're a swinger. But
So
side note,
all Airstreamers are swingers.
Yeah. Right. So side note,
Why
all
is that not included in the Wally Byam handbook?
I don't know, but I gotta tell you that not all Airstreamers are swingers, and we've had flamingos out front. We're not swingers. We just like flamingos. I don't know. It's just a thing. They're retro and they're cool. But this whole thread started on Full-Time Families about swingers, and then the Villages came up, which if you don't know, the Villages is this huge retirement community with like 100,000 people in the state of Florida, in the middle of Florida. And it was brought up that a loofah tied on to your car antenna, or your golf cart antenna, means that you're a swinger. So now apparently these loofahs mean that you're a swinger. And on the forum, this guy was joking that the color of your loofah signifies what you're looking for. Like pink means you're looking for girls, blue means you're looking for boys. And then it said red was for veterans, and another color was for something else. Oh, purple was for royalty only.
Oh, okay. Now you lost me.
Yeah.
All right.
Or very wealthy people.
I could have bought the first three, but the purple.
For very wealthy people. There are very wealthy people in the villages.
Do you honestly, if you're a swinger, do you honestly get to go out there and just label yourself like, hey, I'm a gold digger, I'm only looking for rich people? I mean, it keeps it simple, that's for sure, but I'm not sure if that's the first thing you want to introduce to somebody.
But my point being that if you guys are bored, you should totally Google about swinger symbols and see all the things that you probably do and wear that supposedly mean you're a swinger. I dance a lot in the car. That's action. Not the kind of action that people in the villages are getting.